Welcome to Screen Recaps, and today we are going to be recapping the movie A Quiet Place, Day 1. Outside New York City, Sam is in a hospice where she's being treated for cancer. Feeling pessimistic and with few friends apart from her cat, Frotto, she spends her time reading her dark poetry in group therapy. Care worker Ruben, determined to lift her spirits, invites her to join other patients for a puppet show in the city. Sam agrees on the condition that they have pizza at a specific place afterward. After changing her medicine patch and putting a leash on Frotto, Sam leaves with the group on a bus. Crossing the bridge, she sees jets flying by. At the theater, she initially enjoys the play but leaves when it takes a sad turn, feeling overwhelmed. While getting candy at a store, she notices police cars speeding by. Sam looks for Ruben, who is on a call that suddenly drops. He informs her that they need to return to the hospice due to an emergency in the city, which upsets Sam because she was looking forward to the pizza. When Ruben says he's just trying to be a good friend, Sam reminds him he's just her nurse before boarding the bus. She joins other patients looking out the window and hears strange noises. To her shock, she sees meteors falling from the sky, accompanied by alarms blaring through the city. A meteor lands nearby, causing a massive explosion that knocks everyone down. Despite ringing ears, Sam manages to stand and exits the wrecked bus, finding the area covered in dust. As wounded people walk past her, more explosions rock the city. She hears a roar and sees a man being dragged away by his feet. Panicked, Sam runs and encounters a soldier who tells her to take cover but is then taken himself. Sam hides behind a car with another person and watches in horror as a monstrous creature appears, revealing the meteor shower to be an alien invasion. A man distracts the monster, allowing Sam to run, but an ambulance arrives and is attacked by the creature. Another explosion knocks Sam into a wall and she loses consciousness. Sam wakes up inside a building where Henri quickly covers her mouth, urging silence. She realizes she's in the theater with other survivors, including Ruben and Frotto. A helicopter flies overhead, instructing citizens to stay hidden and silent. The creatures attack based on noise and now target the helicopter, causing the building to shake. Frightened, Frotto runs away and Sam follows, discovering a scene of dead bodies. She steps on debris, causing a crunch, and freezes in fear as Ruben catches up to her. They see an alien outside and wait for it to leave, but Sam accidentally brushes past a bell, making it ring. She grabs Frotto and hides behind furniture as the alien bursts in, searching for victims and kicking around the bodies. The alien puts its face very close to Ruben but doesn't find him, confirming that the aliens are blind. When a helicopter flies by again, the alien runs out of the building to follow it. There are more explosions and shaking outside, but Ruben and Sam remain still until it's over. Sam washes her face and removes her now depleted medicine patch. She then checks on a woman using a radio to pick up calls from authorities, who advise people to stay away from bridges and wait for further instructions. Stickers on a globe indicate that aliens are attacking all over the world. Suddenly, the survivors hear bombs going off and rush to the roof, horrified to see the military destroying the bridges to prevent the aliens from escaping since they can't swim. The group watches as the bridges go down one by one, and a survivor panics, screaming that they're trapped and going to die. Henri tries to silence him, and in the struggle, accidentally kills him by hitting his head against the wall. Later, as they wait for rescue, Sam writes down a message for Ruben, telling him she's going to Harlem for pizza. Ruben tries to convince her to stay, but their conversation is interrupted when the power goes out and the generator starts, causing a lot of noise. Desperate, Ruben runs outside to turn off the generator, but his clothes get stuck and rip, making noise. An alien jumps out and kills Ruben while Sam covers her mouth to avoid screaming. When the sun rises, Sam takes Frotto and finally heads to Harlem. Along the way, she witnesses the destruction in the city, with blood and flames everywhere. After grabbing supplies from a store, she sits near a fountain, using the water noise to cover her movements. She carefully opens a can and feeds Frotto, noticing two kids hiding under the fountain. She offers them snacks. Helicopters announce boat evacuations at the South Seaport, attracting creatures who start climbing buildings. Sam drags the kids into a tunnel, watching as aliens run through the streets, causing more shaking and debris. When it seems clear, Sam tries to exit, but an alien blocks the way. She retreats, waiting for the alien to leave before leading the kids out. They see other survivors heading to the port. Sam tells the kids to follow the crowd, but she moves in the opposite direction. The sound of many footsteps attracts the aliens, who start attacking the survivors. Amidst the chaos, a car is thrown, causing an explosion that knocks Sam down. Frodo escapes from her arms, and though Sam wants to follow him, the panicking crowd prevents her. She curls up to protect herself from being trampled. Seeing an opening, she crawls under a car. A man follows her, grabs her legs, and begs for help, but is suddenly dragged away by an alien. Sam's foot gets stuck under the car, but she manages to pull it out with some effort and continues her search for Frodo. Eventually, exhaustion and pain force her to collapse in an alley. Meanwhile, Frodo chases a rat and stops to drink water from a flooded subway station. At that moment, Eric emerges from the water in a panic. Seeing Frodo calms him down, so he follows the cat until they find Sam. She tells Eric to follow the crowd and leaves with Frodo, but Eric insists on coming along. When it starts raining, they introduce themselves. Sam explains about the boats, and Eric, admitting he's terrified of dying alone, is allowed to join her. By nighttime, they reach Sam's apartment, but since she's missing her key, Eric kicks the door open as thunder strikes, providing cover for the noise. While Sam searches for her medication, Eric reveals that his parents are in England, and he came here to study law, leaving him with no one. Sam shares her plan to get pizza, and despite her protests, Eric promises to help her. Eric finds a photo of Sam's father, a piano player, and her notebook of poetry. Realizing Sam is terminally ill and fulfilling her last wish, Eric joins her in her frustration when another thunderclap hits. The next morning, Sam sees a creature at the window, but it's just a dream. She notices Eric is still sleeping, so she and Frodo quietly leave without him. Moments later, she stops at a bookshop that was destroyed in the attack, which gives Eric a chance to catch up to her. He returns her poetry notebook, and Sam agrees to let him come along. As Sam stands up, she accidentally drops some books, making noise. They immediately hear the aliens approaching, so they run and try to hide in a building. The door gets stuck on a briefcase, and Eric pushes hard to open it, causing more noise and attracting an alien that lands right behind them. They sprint through the corridors as the creature chases them, shrieking and calling its peers, which jump through the glass ceiling. After much wandering, Sam, Eric, and Frodo manage to escape the building and return to the streets. Eric breaks a car window to trigger the alarm, diverting the aliens' attention and allowing them to escape into a subway tunnel. Moving carefully to avoid the bodies and blood, they discover an alien waiting on the escalator. Thankfully, it doesn't hear them, so they quietly walk away and reach the flooded tracks. As they navigate the water, they see another alien inside a hole in the ceiling that doesn't react. Moments later, they reach an area where the water is too deep, causing Eric to have a panic attack, remembering his near-drowning experience. Seeing an alien approach, Sam covers Eric's mouth and tries to comfort him. Unfortunately, an alien finds them anyway, so they move as fast as possible while keeping Frodo afloat. The creature is too fast and nearly catches them, forcing them to push Frodo into Sam's bag and dive underwater to swim away. The alien tries to follow but quickly drowns since it can't swim. Eventually, the group resurfaces, and Frodo runs off while Eric helps Sam out of the water. They climb through a hole in the ceiling and find themselves in a church where Sam passes out. Dreaming of her dad praying for her, Sam wakes up and immediately throws up. The next morning, Sam dreams of her father praying for her. She wakes up, feeling sick, and throws up. Eric notices her pain and asks what medication she needs. He goes to the pharmacy where he's startled by a noise but finds the medicine. On his way back, Frodo wanders into a construction site, and Eric follows. He carefully sneaks around the site, which is on fire, and finds Frodo relaxing on a metal beam. An alien appears, prompting Eric to hide. Frodo remains exposed, but Eric waits until the alien leaves before rescuing him. Returning to the church with Frodo, Eric gives Sam her medication. While recovering, Sam recounts how, as a child, She loved watching her father play piano at a jazz club and then go for pizza at Patsy's. Her father died of cancer, just like she is now. Understanding her last wish, Eric promises to get her pizza. The next morning, they head to Patsy's Pizzeria, only to find it burned down. Devastated, Sam cries, and Eric comforts her, then asks about the club. They make their way to the club where Sam recharges her iPod and sees her father's piano. Eric finds a pizzeria, and when he returns, he surprises Sam with pizza, writing Patsy's on the box. They enjoy their meal, and even Frodo steals a slice. Eric performs a card trick, impressing Sam. They then go to the balcony and see the boat ready to leave the port, surrounded by aliens. Sam gifts Eric her jacket and tells him to run before she draws the aliens' attention. Sam creates a diversion by hitting car alarms, causing the aliens to pursue her. Weak and slow, she struggles as she continues. On the boat, Henry sees the chaos and asks authorities to wait for another survivor. As Eric and Frodo make a break for it, they make noise, attracting the aliens. With creatures closing in, Eric jumps into the water where the aliens can't follow. Sharing a final look with Sam, Eric swims to the boat, where survivors help him and Frodo aboard. Once he rests, Eric finds a note from Sam in her jacket, thanking him and asking him to care for Frodo. On land, Sam, in tears, gazes at an old family photo while listening to Nina Simone's Feeling Good on her iPod. She stands in the street and disconnects the earphones, attracting an alien behind her.
I thought I was